Welcome to the Planmeca Remexis tutorial series. In this tutorial, we will discuss the layout of the Explorer window. Currently, what we see here on the screen is the default layout of the Explorer window, which is the first window you're presented after capturing a three-dimensional volume. With this layout, it's actually pretty intuitive. The top is all of your input-output controls, basically. We have input for capturing, for doing artifact removal, exporting for output, and printing functions. We also have measuring tools between measuring lengths, measuring angles. We can save different customized views that we have selected, and so forth, and image properties and such. That's across the top. Over on the right-hand side is all of our controls for such as gamma adjustments, brightness controls, and even sharpness control for the view. Down under 3D rendering are all the controls for the 3D window. Again, we have same thing. We have contrast, we have brightness, we also have thresholding, which we'll talk more about later, and we also have transparency, which we'll get more into later as well in another tutorial segment. In the layout, we're presented with 3 slice planes and 1 full 3-dimensional plane. We have our sagittal view, which is our red box. We have our coronal view, which is our green, and we have our axial view, which is our blue. And each plane is color-coded and corresponds to a resulting line. For instance, the coronal view, since it's a green box, this slice plane is being taken from the green line in each one of these views. Same thing on sagittal. Sagittal's red box. So that slice plane is being rendered from the red line. Same region. In the axial, the blue slice plane, that's being selected from the blue line. You can also see this represented three-dimensionally if you turn on the colorized slice planes, red, blue, and green. So in the three-dimensional window, you get to see where the slice planes are coming from. Now, as far as orientation is concerned, each window is labeled. We have on the right, this is the patient's right side, patient's left side. On the sagittal window, we have the anterior, we have the posterior. In the axial view, we have the patient's right side and the patient's left side. We also can tell at what view that we're looking at based on the skull icons. For instance, this coronal window is a coronal view face on. If we wanted to see a posterior view, we could click posterior and it would flip, and so we could see the posterior view. Axial view, by default, you're in the patient's in the supine position, facing upwards, with the doctor standing with the view from the foot view up. If you wanted from the head view down, you could select that orientation. For the axial, by default, we're looking at, for the sagittal, by default, we're looking at the patient's left side. If we want to look at from the patient's right side perspective, just go ahead and click on the right side, and the image data will flip automatically. Notice that the anterior and posterior also flip with the image as well.